Good morning and welcome to September 13th. And before we start our meeting, we always open with a prayer. And today we have Jason Bowman from the Solid Rock Church. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, commissioners. Thank you, everybody. If you will, bow your heads and pray with me this morning. Heavenly Father, we thank you for your goodness today. We thank you for this great nation and the freedom that we experience here. We also thank you for Jesus, who was born to set us free from sin. We pray that you cover this nation, that you break political division and racial tension. Surround us with love and unity. In this county, Lord, we ask that you break chains of addiction to opioids, both physically and in the spirit, and teach us how to prefer our fellow man. Today, Lord, I pray for wisdom to be given to Miss Corcoran, Mr. Painter, and Miss Batchelor. In financial decisions and fiscal responsibility, I pray that you would help them and all of us to be good stewards of taxpayer dollars. In civil decisions like Solomon, we ask that you would help us to be just and have wisdom beyond our years. We thank you, Lord, that as you give us wisdom, that you would give us more liberally according to your word. Surround them with faithful and creative, hardworking people as they go forward in their elected positions. And we thank you that you give us all the tools we need to accomplish our destiny. Most of all, Lord, help them to cling to mercy and truth. For as Proverbs chapter 3 states, in doing so, they have good understanding and favor with God and man. We thank you for your mercy. We thank you for wisdom and direction as your kingdom comes and your will is done. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. And this morning, before we start, also over the weekend, there was a tragic accident, and Mike Walker passed from his injuries on Sunday. I got goosebumps. What a terrific man he was. And at this time, I would like to take a moment of silence, and if you wish, to say a prayer for him, his family, and his co-workers. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, Commissioner Corcoran, would you lead us in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay. We need a motion to approve the regular session minutes of 9/7/22. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, Holly?
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran, Yes. Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes. Ma'am, could I ask, are you Deborah?
Excuse me?
Are you Deborah Niehaus?
No.
Okay, thank you. We're trying to locate her.
I'm supposed to be here with her, but I
Oh,
haven't
okay.
seen her.
Oh, there you go.
Well, then you can represent her. How's that?
I don't know what she's,
And your name is?
I just don't know what she's doing. I'm just here to support her.
And your name, please?
Angela Carpenter.
Thank you, Angela. So should I go
Ever
on?
just come on up. Angela, hate to tell you this, but you're going to be representing your day. You don't have to say anything, but come up to the podium, please.
The last one. That's what happens when I show up.
See, the last
It-
one gets it.
Okay.
This will be your formal interview, and we'll let you know after this if you get the part.
Yeah, I'm in trouble.
So Angela, what this is a proclamation from the commissioners, and it is Constitution Week, and we are designating September 17th through the 23rd.
Right.
Okay? You just have to stand here, okay? I have to read this.
I already knew.
Okay, she already knew that. So whereas in the summer of 1787, delegates from throughout the United States gathered at the Pennsylvania State House in Philadelphia, intent on a government that would stand the test of time and protect hard-won freedoms. And whereas on September 17, 1787, delegates to the Constitutional Convention signed the United States Constitution. The sacred and important document established our national government and fundamental laws and has protected and guaranteed rights to citizens of the United States. And whereas 235 years later, the document they produced, our Constitution, remains the bedrock of our system of government, one rooted in equality under the law and an unyielding commitment to individual liberty. And whereas Public Law 915 guarantees the issuing of a proclamation each year by the President of the United States of America, designating September 17th through the 23rd as Constitutional Week. Now, therefore, be it resolved that we, the Clermont County Board of Commissioners, do hereby proclaim September 17th through the 23rd, 2022 as Constitutional Week in Clermont County, and is signed by myself, Bonnie Batchelor, Commissioner David Painter, and Commissioner Claire Corcoran. Thank you for coming today. And you have to get your picture taken. That's the rule.
Come on up front.
Deborah's in trouble.
That's right.
Now, see, you can
She's the
tell.
one that told me to come.
Yeah, she set you up.
She set you up.
All right. I'm doing 3, 2, 1. And one more. 3, 2, 1. Stand there. Up, up.
Oh.
Now you're gonna get another one.
Yep, yep. And 3, 2, 1. And there we go. Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you.
Nice meeting you.
And by the way, the podium's yours if you'd like to say a few words.
Good. She owes you dinner. Frank. And more.
I wouldn't go tell her you'll be with her anymore if you don't want to.
I can hear that right now. That's the last time I'm going with you.
Okay. Next is a presentation from USI about our benefits. Hi, John.
Good morning.
I'm so excited to hear about the reduction of cost today.
Let me get this. Here you go. It just raised up. Okay, thank you. Well, good morning.
Morning.
Thank you, commissioners, for the time today. Just for an introduction, my name is Steve Ferguson. I work for US.
John, I'm sorry.
What's that?
Oh, you, John.
That's okay. No big deal. I work for a company called USI. I'm a benefits consultant for them. I've been doing this work for about a little over 30 years. And today we are presenting on behalf of the HR department of where we are so far in the renewal. Things have progressed a little bit since the last time we talked, and we'll just go over some of those items that we have today. So the current state where we're at today, just a reminder of some of the things that drive the renewal. One of the big things that drive the renewal, of course, is claims. Claims drive everything in this process. So claims today actually are doing at where we expected them. They're about 96% of this year's expected cost. One of the things that have helped that quite a bit is some of the changes that we made in the pharmacy area. Our pharmacy costs have actually decreased 24% on a per employee per year basis, which is pretty amazing since most companies have increasing pharmacy costs these days. And so pharmacy costs actually have dropped down 10%, down to about 21% of total medical. Our USI average across the country is about 23%. So it certainly has, at least for the time being, has addressed that cost increase. One of the other things is that you've actually had a drop in enrollment in the plan, about 2%, and the projected increase, which is driven mostly by claims, is about 5.5% or $770,000 for next year. We are going to have a revised stop loss proposal. Our underwriters have estimated when we've come up with that number where we think that they're going to come in for stop loss. So we expect that to be pretty close from that. But we'll get the final claims probably at the end of this week, and we'll know something by the end of September for that. One of the things that's driving this $700,000 increase is a medical cost increase, 34% per employee. And so a lot of that is just claims. If you had to pinpoint where it's coming from 86% increase in hospital use. Hospital is the most expensive part of your healthcare plan, and you've had a big increase in hospital use this year. And what kind of moves that along as well is a 20% increase in emergency room use. So these are things that I think we can address certainly in the future to look at. All the other benefits are under multi-year rate contracts with no rate increase expected until 2024. So this is the chart that really just illustrates what we just talked about. When you look at the lines on this chart, you can see that the increase for administration to United Healthcare increased just under 2%. The stop loss premium we expect it to be about 5.6%. It's a little higher today, but we fully expect that number to come down. And so that, I think that's a fair number. The biggest number, of course, is the expected claims. And keep in mind, medical trend this year is probably between 6 and 8%. So the expectation that we have today, which comes from our underwriter, is that medical claims will increase at about 5.7 based on your own experience and your claims today. So when you add it all up together, the increase that's expected for next year is about a 5.5% increase, or $770,000. One of the most important things that people are looking at these days, and we get a lot of attention in this, is when are people eligible to join the plan? And what we're seeing across the country is that employers are looking at trying to minimize that simply because it's difficult to hire people. It's difficult to retain people these days. The county currently has an arrangement that says that people can enroll in medical insurance the first of the calendar month after 60 days. And what we're seeing across the country is that because of labor shortages and retention issues, that people are addressing this concern, trying to get people in a little quicker, making it more attractive for them to come in. A couple of percent, just some notes. Since 2017, we've seen large employers, those over 200 employees, actually reduce their waiting period from 73 to 67%. And what's interesting is that you look at the large employers over 200, that about 65% of them really have either no waiting period or just 1 month in the process. So the consideration before the commissioners would be to look at waiting periods that either changes it to the first of the month after 30 days or simply just the 30 days after the date of hire. So those would be the two considerations that are out there. So the next steps that we have here would be, how will this $700,000 be funded? And so USI, HR, and the OMB will be meeting with the Healthcare Advisory Committee in the next day or tomorrow, actually, and recommend some changes in plan design, funding, premium increases, change in eligibility, and then after that will be a final recommendation to the board. We will certainly finalize the stop loss proposals, which we expect probably by the end of this month. And then one of the other pieces, simply because it was an issue of the increase in mental health cost, is that we've sent out an RFP for employee assistance services. And so that's something that will be before HR and the Healthcare Advisory Committee. Right now, open enrollment is scheduled tentative between October 27th and November 10th, and we will have plenty of open enrollment communications to employees during that. There's also a benefits fair that is scheduled for October 25th, and everything will become effective the first of the year. So as I mentioned, we will be meeting with the Healthcare Advisory Committee tomorrow to discuss some of the scenarios around the funding. I would want to ask if there's any feedback that the commissioners would have to the Healthcare Advisory Committee for our meeting tomorrow.
Anything?
Nope. Okay.
I would like to just ask one question, just for my information, in not placing people in categories, but I am older now, and so I wanted to ask: is there any synergy that we could gain between people who are eligible for Medicare and UHC? I mean, how could that work? Are there any such programs or incentives that we could give to people instead of using UNC to use Medicare, and to be, to maybe cause some efficiency to be done that way?
Yeah, it's a great question. We actually have had some education sessions with people in the past and intend to do it again in the future. There are some rules around incentivizing people to get off the plan and go on to Medicare. It's not allowed for you to incentivize it, but you can certainly educate people. There are some positives for people to go from an employer plan to a Medicare, mainly some in plan design, no deductibles, things like that, that we have educated in the past and we intend to continue to educate. The fact that the contributions that the county has are fairly low compared to this, you still have to pay for Medicare Part B. So that cost in there is sometimes a little bit of a challenge. But we will do a nice job in education. We have talked to education before, and I know that one of the sessions that Yvonne put together, we had some folks in from Medicare talking about the advantages of some of this. So this is certainly a priority for us to be able to let people know who are Medicare eligible that there are options for them to consider in the future.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, thank you very much for your time.
Good seeing you. Moving on, public participation. Do we have anyone today from? No? Greg, you want to, please?
You're going to move I up.
Do
You're
what?
going to move I.
Oh, sorry. We're going to move I up. Okay, county staff elected official discussions. Greg. Thanks, Dave. I'm not a lip reader.
Oh, that's all right. That's all right.
All the audience is leaving.
They
Was it
heard
something
you were going to
said?
speak.
Board, thank you for moving this up. I want to have a brief discussion, give an update on the animal shelter. As you know, Tim Pappas, our new chief dog warden, starts on Friday. But I wanted to have a discussion with the board about the animal shelter and just kind of fill you in on what's going on. Got a lot of great things going on. We've been at this now about 2 years. We are truly a no-kill facility, and which has been fantastic. I think in the 2 years we've put down 4 dogs. 3 were severe behavioralists after consulting with the vet and a behavioralist we've hired, and 1 was just like 18 years old. So that's a pretty good rate for what we're doing out there. So there's a lot of great things going on. Our shelter is not immune to some of the opportunities that every other shelter in the area is facing. We are at capacity. So we are looking at ways to help adopt these dogs out, foster the dogs. I'm kind of hoping that the county commissioner maybe have a little discussion about how we can better engage the community, how we get more community partners. We have a great volunteer group that's stepping up to help. But I think just having a discussion about how we take this opportunity and get these dogs adopted out. Right now, we have 118 dogs in our system. About 30 are being fostered, and fosters are just a huge part of the process. The county takes care of all the fees and everything for the fosters. And a lot of times these people that foster dogs end up adopting them, but that keeps them out of the shelter. And so our goal is to keep dogs out of the shelter. Unfortunately, we can never close. We are obligated by Chapter 955 of the ORC. We have to take in these dogs. So we're always looking at ways on how we, through the system, get them into good, productive homes. So that's kind of I just, want to have that little discussion with the board and just kind of get some of your feedback on some things that we could potentially do, partnerships we can work on, and things like that.
Greg, let me ask you this. I know there's a fee for adoption.
Correct. Yep.
Is it possible to maybe find some of these animals a home if we lowered the cost of where it wasn't such a burden on people to come in and adopt?
Even temporarily.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's possible. Our fees are competitive with every other rescue organization. We charge $180 for puppies, and puppies, you don't keep those in the shelter long. Those are gone pretty quick. Doesn't really matter the breed. They're gone quickly. It's the adults and senior dogs that we have sometimes issues with, because sometimes it's hard for somebody to come to the shelter and spend 10 minutes with the dog and decide that the dog's right for them. If they have kids, they have other dogs. Our shelter staff works so dogs and determining, are they good with kids? Are they good with other dogs? Are they good with kids? Sometimes you don't get that opportunity in a kennel, but fostering is definitely a way to do that. But yes, I think lowering our fees could help in the short
We
term.
did it for the end of the month. to
I think
maybe
that's-
find a home for
I think that's a
somebody.
possibility. I think that there's that market out there that, most people have the means to take care of a dog, but it's the upfront cost I don't like, because there's spays, there's neuters, there's medical care. Now, we take care of all that initially. And that's why our fees are set how they are. But yeah, I think if you wanted to reduce this, I could put something together for you to potentially do that.
Well, I'm also thinking too of the older population that may be in need of a sweet companion dog and maybe can't right now afford the feed. And I know that we do have some accommodations that we can
Correct.
help people if they're really stressed about thinking of the expense right away. But it not only would help us, but would give them a companion too.
Yeah. So what we do is we have a great partnership with Purina. We have a great partnership with other rescue organizations. We have a lot of supplies donated to us that we in turn hand out to those that are in need of it in a short term. We offer all kinds of services just to help with. We're not just taking in stray dogs, abandoned dogs. We're also working with the community. And so I think it's important for people to understand that we have those resources there and available. And so I think that's going to be a key. And I really think we have such a dedicated staff. I mean, when we took over this animal shelter, you really didn't know what was going to happen, because here we are, one of the few counties that has done this. And I can remember everybody saying you're going to kill dogs left and right. Well, it hasn't been the case. I think it's been very successful, but we are just like everybody else. It's an issue where there's so many dogs out there, and we're doing the best that we can. And I think if we have some good partnerships and opportunities that people need to be aware of, if they know we have these partnerships, they know that we can help them. They know that there's resources available for them. The hope is that brings out more volunteers and more folks just to help with the community shelter.
So you're saying we have 118 in the system, or do we have the 118 plus the 35?
No, we have 118 in the system right now, roughly.
We have 118, and we're capable of housing in our facility about 60.
On a normal basis, 60, 65. Temporarily, we can ramp it up to about 80, which is where we are today. We just had a case, I think the other night we had 18 puppies and 4 abandoned dogs that were abused. So we've taken those in. So the puppies pretty much already spoken for. You bring in a puppy, they're gone in a heartbeat, but it's these older dogs. And a lot of these dogs are just such great dogs, but when they're in that kennel environment, they become a different dog. And I think once we have a great group of volunteers that gets to know these dogs, they are different dogs when they're outside the shelter. And that's what's so important with volunteers, to see these dogs. Our staff works so diligent with people saying, hey, we know that this dog is not good with cats. So if you have a cat, we recommend another dog for you. So it's just that type of community involvement, working together to partnership is what's going to make it successful. And right now, I think that, like you suggested, maybe lowering the fees could help us in the short term, just to get we have a lot of great dogs that are adoptable today. Get them moving through the system, and then we can keep serving the public.
Why don't we, I would just suggest, maybe Mike Bamer, schedule some kind of a media event, make people aware in Clermont County that we are almost double capacity, that we have lots of great dogs available for adoption. And instead of lowering the fee, why don't we just, after that media event, have a 30-day window where we just eliminate the fees, where if they want to adopt a dog, that they can, and see if, because what we want to do is we want to make sure that the dogs that we have in our animal shelter in a safe configuration. And, being at capacity is not the best configuration that we would have. So, if that will lower that capacity and it puts great animals to families that, typically couldn't afford the fees, that'd be great.
And we do screen. It's not like we just hand dogs out. We do screen. The staff screens everybody. And that's going to be a priority of the new dog warden, is to make sure we do proper screening. So yeah, we can do, if the board so desires, I can put something together today to temporarily lower them and then do something again after an event. It's whatever the board so desires to do, we can certainly do.
Okay.
I just want to have a discussion, because we can't just have these discussions, but this is an opportunity to have that discussion right now.
Well, and we're very lucky because we have a lot of rural areas in this county that it'd be great for a dog. I mean, people with barns and a lot of animals, and if those people could help, that would be, these dogs need to run and have a life, not be tied up or caged.
And welcome to Tim Pappas. Absolutely.
We'll have him
pleased
up
to
here to
have it.
session in a couple weeks, but he starts on Friday, so he's excited. He's got a lot of great ideas. Yeah, and staff's excited too. So it's just kind of the evolution of your shelter. We're making a lot of improvements, doing a lot of different things. Like I said, we're one of the few that runs the shelter itself. So there's not many out there that do what we do. So we're kind of just learning as we go and improving as we go, learning from what others have done.
Thank you for your direction.
Thank you. So you'll prepare something?
Well, so is the board's desire for me to prepare something to temporarily lower them and then also address it too after Mike puts something together? I mean, is this something you want to do now to start right now and then we continue it?
Let's do a very minimum amount,
Okay,
that would just cover a small amount
okay,
and see where that goes.
okay.
That would
So,
be my suggestion.
would you like me to prepare something that lowers them to say $50 for adults only? Puppies, we're not going to change puppies. That's,
Right.
those are no problem. It's the 8 months and up, the adults. So do you want me to put something together potentially for an add-on later that will lower it to $50?
How much is it right now?
It's 100, it's 150.
Great.
So, and that includes a spay, neuter, medical, initial medical, and, supplies for the first month.
I would
Great.
say let's try that, see where that goes. And if
Okay.
we need to take further steps, we can.
So I'll put something together through, say, the first couple days of October, and then I'll get with Mike and we'll schedule that event, and then the board can decide how we want to handle that afterwards. Does that sound good? Okay, I'll have that for you as an add-on later on.
Thank you. Any other county staff elected officials at this time? Okay. Moving on to consent agenda. Board, we've had this in time to review. Are there any corrections or deletions?
None.
Take a roll call, please. Oh, no, let's don't do a roll call. Let's have a motion
Let's do
first.
that.
Do I have a
I'll make the
We
motion?
have to.
I think so. Holly gave me that look.
I'll take it. I'll make the motion.
Second.
Roll call, Holly.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes. Moving on to non-consent agenda. First item is a recommendation that the Board of County Commissioners adopt resolution number 134-22 resolving to approve payment to vendors in the total amount of $1,639,483.63 as set forth in the BCC approval invoice report for checks dated September 13th, 2022, BCC directed prepaid invoices reports and/or the procurement card transaction report as presented by the county auditor on 9/12/22, and further authorizing the county auditor to issue warrants for same pursuant to section 319.16 of the Ohio Revised Code. Do I have a motion to
So
approve?
moved.
Oh, second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes. Good morning, Tim.
Morning, Commissioners. Item number 7 is a recommendation of Thomas J. Eigel, County Administrator, to authorize Susan Walther, Director of the Department of Job and Family Services, and this is to execute an Ohio Department of Job and Family Services Title 4E Child Placement Agreement by and between the County of Clermont, Ohio, and Lighthouse Youth Services Incorporated, located in Cincinnati, Ohio, 45206. And this is for the provision of foster care services for a specific child referred by the Department of Job and Family Services and/or Clermont County Juvenile Court at the rate as outlined therein, effective August 25th, 2022 through August 24th, 2023, pursuant to and in compliance with the terms and conditions specified therein. Commissioners, this contract, as well as the next one that I'll be presenting, they're both emergency placements, and it's child specific because we were unable to agree to terms for an open-ended contract. So anytime that we have situations where we feel they are not in line with surrounding counties or don't meet the reimbursement rate as set forth by the state, we do child specific contracts for those situations.
Thank you, Tim. Board, you've heard the reading of item number 7. Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, Holly?
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes. Number 8.
Number 8 is also a recommendation of Thomas J. Eigel, County Administrator, to authorize Susan Walther, Director of Department of Job and Family Services, to execute an Ohio Department of Job and Family Services contract, Title 4E Child Placement Agreement, by and between the County of Clermont, Ohio, and Lighthouse Youth Services, located in Cincinnati, Ohio, for the provision of foster care services for a specific child identified as 134754336, referred by the Department of Job and Family Services and/or Clermont County Juvenile Court as the rate outlined therein, effective August 25th, 2022 through August 24th, 2023, pursuant to and in compliance with the terms and conditions specified therein.
Thank you. Board, you've heard the reading of item number 8. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second?
Any discussion?
No.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran,
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor,
Yes. Number 9.
Item number 9 is a recommendation of Susan Walther, Director of Department of Job and Family Services, with the concurrence of Thomas J. Eigel, County Administrator, to execute an agreement by and between the County of Clermont, Ohio, and Sparks Psychological Services, LLC, located in Mason, Ohio, 45040. And this is for the provision of psychological evaluations for children and adults, referred to the Department of Job and Family Services, Children's Protective Services Division, as well as court testimony relative thereto, at the rates identified therein, effective upon execution for a period of 1 year, pursuant to and in compliance with the terms and conditions specified therein.
Thank you. Board, you've heard the reading of item number 9. Do I have a motion to approve?
I make the motion?
Second?
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Corcoran,
Yes.
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes.
Thank you.
Are you doing number 10?
Number 10, sure. Item 10 is a recommendation to appoint the following representatives to serve on the Clermont County Family Services Planning Committee. And this is for the terms as outlined below for the purposes of gathering public input and reviewing and making program recommendations and developing and maintaining a community plan to implement Ohio Works First, pursuant to and in compliance with Section 329.06 of the Ohio Revised Code, and other programs established under Chapter 5107, which is the Ohio Works First program, and Chapters 5108, which is Prevention, Retention, and Contingency Programs of the Ohio Revised Code. The two members we're recommending are Susan Walther, who is the Director of the Department of Job and Family Services, and Billy Kuntz, who is the Executive Director of the Clermont County Community Services, and both would be for terms beginning today, September 13th, through December 31st, 2024.
Thank you, Tim. Board, you've heard the reading of item number 10. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second?
Any discussion?
Good.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran,
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes.
Thanks.
Thank
Tim.
you, Tim. Number 11 was supposed to be Suki, but we're gonna,
Suki.
There you go.
but you don't look like Suki, Doug.
Morning, it's Doug Roy from the Clermont County Engineer's Office. Item number 11 is a recommendation of Jeremy Evans, County Engineer, with concurrence of Tom Eigel, County Administrator, to adopt resolution number 135-22, resolving to authorize Jeremy Evans to execute, certify, and submit applications for financial assistance for infrastructure replacements and improvements for project support of the following infrastructure improvement project for program year 37, in the amounts outlined below, or other such amount as may be awarded to the Ohio Public Works Commission of Columbus, Ohio, including all understandings and assurances therein required, and to act in accordance with the applications as they may be revised, and to provide such additional information as may be required pursuant to and in compliance with Chapter 164 of the Ohio Revised Code, and to further authorize Jeremy Evans to execute the Ohio Public Works Commission project grant agreements relative thereto. This project, or these OPWC applications, we've got 3 bridge projects and a landslide application. Landslide has 5 different landslides. One of them is Union Township's landslide, one is Washington's, the other 3 are ours. The 3 bridge projects total about 1.5 million total, and the landslides are about $1 million.
Board, you've heard the reading of item number 11. Do I have a motion to approve?
Make the motion?
Second.
Any discussion?
Doug, this is really a great use of OPWC grant
keeps us
money. I
going.
mean, there's almost $2 million here of,
Yeah.
grant money that
Yeah.
they're getting a benefit of. That's pretty fantastic.
Roll call, Holly?
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes. Thank you. You're up, Lyle.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Item 12 is a recommendation to adopt resolution number 136-22, resolving to determine to make improvements relative to the construction, operation, and maintenance of the State Route 132 Water Service Connections Project located in Stone Oak Township and the Village of Owensville. and designate this project number 6401-60152 in conformance with the detailed plan, specifications, estimates of costs and financing, all of which shall be paid from one or more of any combination of the Waterworks Capital Improvement Fund, any portion of any federal or state grant or loan should such become available, and/or by the issuance of notes or bonds pursuant to Section 133.08 of the Ohio Revised Code, and payable from revenues derived from water rates and charges levied for the operation of the Clermont County Waterworks System, and subsequent thereto to approve the request advertised for bids pursuant to the plans and specs, and to authorize the clerk of the board to place a legal notice in a newspaper of general circulation on Thursday, September 22nd, 2022. Schedule a non-mandatory pre-bid meeting on Thursday, October 6th, 2022 at 2 p.m. with bids to be received until 2 p.m. local time on Thursday, October 13th, 2022. Here in the Office of the Board of County Commissioners, they will be publicly open and read aloud shortly thereafter, and the legal notice will also be posted on the county's website. So what we're doing, we're going to abandon about 7,320 feet of 1959 8-inch water main that's on 132, just north of 50. It goes past the fairgrounds there. And we have a lot of water main breaks. We've got an existing 16-inch water main that was installed in 1988. We're going to switch all the water services over to that 16-inch water main, install new hydrants on the 16-inch water main, and just abandon that 8-inch line.
Board, you've heard the reading of item number 12. Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Corcoran. Commissioner Painter.
Yes.
Commissioner Bachelor.
Yes. Number 13.
Item 13 is a recommendation to award the bid for project number 6402-60169 relative to the Greenbrier Lift Station Improvements Project located in Batavia Township, pursuant to the plans and specifications to Smith and Brown Contractors Incorporated out of Harrison, Ohio, for the lowest and best bid received on July 28th, 2022, for a total mathematically corrected amount not to exceed $1,339,745, and to execute the contract relative thereto pursuant to and in compliance with the terms and conditions set forth therein, and award of bid therefore, and contingent upon the release of the purchase order. So this lift station was originally installed in 1972, so it's about 50 years old, in need of upgrades and replacement. Obviously, it'll include a new lift station, a new force main, and currently there's no backup emergency generator there, so we're going to put in an emergency generator. A large portion of the funding will come using the ARPA funds. We propose to use $1 million worth of the ARPA funds to fund the project.
Board, you've heard the reading of item number 13. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Bachelor.
Yes. Number 14.
Item 14 is a recommendation to execute a contract for professional services between the Clermont County Commissioners and LJB Incorporated out of Miamisburg, Ohio. This is for project number 6401-60223 relative to the design of the White Oak Road Water Main Replacement Phase 1 project located in Pierce Township in accordance with the consultant's proposal dated August 22nd, 2022. For a total amount not to exceed $155,026, with said services to be completed within 161 consecutive calendar days upon issuance of a written notice to proceed from the Water Resource Department, exclusive of county review time, pursuant to and in compliance with the terms and conditions set forth therein, and contingent upon the release of the purchase order. So this will be the design of just under 5,200 feet of 12-inch water main that was installed in 1954. It's on White Oak. The phase 1 part is from White Oak from Beeheimer to Mervyn 10 Mile. Phase 2 will be the other half of White Oak. But we're proposed to replace that water main, to eliminate the old main, which we've had many breaks on, and we're trying to do this in advance of the county engineer's paving project there.
You have had a lot of breaks in that area.
Yes.
Board, you've heard the reading of item number 14. Do I have a motion to approve?
Make the motion.
Second.
Any discussion?
None.
Can I ask something?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay, on the Benning Road, when that landslide, how damaged was Benning Road? Did that affect? You've got landslide repairs, and you've named Benning Road in Union Township.
Okay, that's a
That was
different
item number
agenda.
11, I think.
Item 11, that might be Doug.
That was Doug.
Okay,
Union Township joined our application
Was it damaged a lot?
Benning Road.
Yeah.
I think the project for that one is about 65,000. That's the Union Township's portion of it.
Is that coming into Union off of Teal Town, or which way is that coming in? Coming
Probably
on
down
Benning Road?
towards Round
I
Bottom.
think it's down toward.
Round Bottom?
It's real narrow. That's the only place I can think
I
of.
think that's where it is.
Did it affect anybody's homes there?
No. It's still open. It's still open.
Sorry.
It's still
Yeah,
open.
I'm a different project, so.
Okay, okay.
You're the water guy, right?
Yes.
Oh, you're the one. Did it
Water
have any
road.
damage up at the fairgrounds? Is that you too?
Nope,
No.
so I do, yeah.
Okay.
No. No, we have a lot of water main breaks up on 132 there near the fairgrounds, but it doesn't
Didn't
affect.
affect the fairgrounds in any
We
way?
might shut their water off sometimes while we're making the repairs, but did not have any property damage to them.
All right, thank you.
No problem.
Did we do roll call on 14, Holly?
No, we
No.
did not.
Okay,
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
yes. Number 15,
Item 15 is a recommendation to approve the request to advertise for bids for the furnishing and delivery of chemicals to the county waterworks system pursuant to the specifications, and to authorize the clerk of the board to place a legal notice in a newspaper of general circulation on September 22nd, 2022. Schedule a non-mandatory pre-bid meeting on Thursday, October 6th, 2022 at 10 a.m. with bids to be received until 2:00 p.m. local time on Thursday, October 13th, 2022, here in the Office of the Board of County Commissioners. The label will be publicly open and read aloud shortly thereafter, and the legal notice will also be posted on the county's website. So we bid our, this is for our water treatment plants, the chemicals used in the treatment of water. We bid these every year. Our current estimate for annual cost is $1.25 million for water treatment.
thank you. Board, you've heard the reading of item number 15. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Lyle. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning. This is a recommendation of myself, Director, Information Systems Department in the Telecommunications Division, with the concurrence of Greg Bickford, Assistant County Administrator, to execute the agreement by and between the Board of County Commissioners of Clermont, Ohio, and Cincinnati Bell Technology Solutions, located in Cincinnati, Ohio, 45202, in concert with the National Cooperative Purchasing Alliance, contract number 01-125, and further to authorize Bonnie J. Batchelor, President, Board of County Commissioners, to execute, quote, 1345355 and 1345357 to upgrade the Avaya PBX system and voicemail system to CM10, located at multiple locations at the cost of $298,394.70 and an annual subscription rate of $74,247.12, effective September 1st, 2022 through August 31st, 2025, in concert with the Master Services Products and License Agreement and Equipment Maintenance Addendum by and between Clermont County, Ohio and CBTS, previously ratified by the Board of County Commissioners on August 24th, 2016, and subsequently extended through addendum number 02450-665-A, thereto on October 24th, 2018, and effective upon execution pursuant to and compliance with the terms and conditions specified therein, contingent upon the release of the required purchase order.
Thank you. Board, you've heard the reading of item number 16. Do I have a motion to approve?
Make the motion.
Second.
Any discussion?
No.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes. Number 17,
Okay. Recommendation of myself, Director of ISD, with the concurrence of Greg Bickford, Assistant County Administrator, to authorize Bonnie J. Batchelor, President, Board of County Commissioners, to execute the CBTS maintenance quote 72320 by and between the Board of County Commissioners of Clermont County, Ohio, and Cincinnati Bell Technologies, located in Cincinnati, Ohio, 45202, for the hardware maintenance on all PBX telephony equipment, in concert with the Master Services Products and License Agreement and Equipment Maintenance Addendum previously ratified by the Board of County Commissioners on August 24th, 2016, and subsequently amended on October 24th, 2018, at the campus locations and in the amounts as listed below, which totals $3,018.05 a month for a total contract amount of $108,649.80, effective from September 1st, 2022 through August 31st, 2025, pursuant to and in compliance with the terms and conditions set forth therein and contingent upon the release of the required purchase order.
Thank you. Board, you've heard the reading of item number 17. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Roll call, Holly?
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran,
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor,
Yes, thank you. Number 18. Good morning, Andy.
Morning. It's a recommendation of myself, Director, Clermont Transportation Connection, to adopt resolution number 137-22, resolving to accept federal award identification number Ohio-2018-039-01 by and between the County of Clermont, Ohio, and the Federal Transit Administration out of Washington, D.C., relative to the purchase of fare boxes, vehicles, and equipment and computer hardware for Clermont Transportation Connection in the amount of $200,000 with the state match of $38,000 for a total project amount of $238,000 in concert with the grant application and award and amendments thereto previously approved and accepted by the Board of County Commissioners on 11/4/2018, 12/19/2018, and 7/27/2022, and further to authorize Thomas J. Eigel, County Administrator, to execute the grant agreement on behalf of the Board of County Commissioners with the modified grant award period of 9/21/2018 through 3/30/2025, pursuant to the terms and conditions set forth therein.
Thank you. Board, you've heard the reading of item number 18. Do I have a motion to approve?
Make the motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Corcoran, Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Mandy.
Desmond, morning.
Morning.
Morning, Commissioners. Desmond Mayata, Department of Community and Economic Development. Item 19 is a recommendation of myself with the concurrence of Michael McNamara, Director of the Department, to execute the following subrecipient agreement by and between the Board of County Commissioners of Clermont and the following political subdivision for funding in concert with the Clermont County Community Development Block Grant CDBG program as outlined below, pursuant to and in compliance with the terms and conditions set forth therein. This subrecipient agreement is with Batavia Township. The project is the Batavia Township Amelia Olive Branch Road Sidewalk Phase 2. This is a 2021 CDBG project previously awarded by the Commissioners. The funding is $199,000. Contract term is 6/1/2022 until 6/30/2023.
Thank you, Desmond. Board, you've heard the reading of item number 19. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran, Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes,
Thank
thank
you.
you, Desmond. Hi, Mary.
Mary Williams of the Office of Management and Budget. And before I address item number 20, I'd like to make a correction to number 6. When the bills were run by the auditor's office, they actually were dated September 14th. So what bills you're approving for payment, instead of being dated today, the 13th, they're actually dated September 14th. And I don't know procedurally how you have to correct that.
Can we do a motion?
Just doing a motion to amend it.
Can I have a motion to amend then the date on the,
I have a motion to amend the date on the bills, item number 6 to September 14th, 2022.
Second.
roll call, Holly?
Commissioner Corcoran,
Yes.
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes, thank you, Mary.
Item number 20 is request to increase the 2022 annual appropriation in general fund by $373.10. And this is for the state auditors to look over the private audit that was done.
Going to double check it, right?
Double check it.
Board, Do I have a motion to approve item number 20?
I'll make the motion.
Second?
Any discussion? Roll call, Holly?
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
But before we move on, if I could just a second, Lyle, I just wanted to ask a question. I had some information come back about a challenge that we might be having with billing in the Water Resources Department. Could you maybe talk about that just for a second and bring us up to date on that and what the challenge is?
Well, we've had quite a bit of turnover in that department. We have a lot of new employees. It's something that's new to me. It wasn't under me forever and was kind of given to me to manage. So we're working through that. They're trying to get caught up on the bills. What's happening now is because we're behind like we bill every 2 months. We're behind a complete billing cycle in many cases. So some people are going to start getting bills more frequently than every 2 months so that we can get caught up. But they're working to get caught up on that. It's just staff training and getting a lot of new people trained on how to do that.
Is that something that you all have released, something to the citizens or the water
We
customers?
have made some press releases. We were hoping to be caught up by the end of June. That never happened.
Yeah.
So we can do another press release just to give them an update. I'll get with Karen Myers and get a firm update on her. I've got a meeting scheduled later this week with her to kind of go through and come up with a schedule.
I got a bill this week.
Did you? Well, I just think that might be something great. Just
Oh, I agree.
give people the information and just, we all understand that, during the situation we're in right now and how hard it is to get employees, and that if you do have a, large turnover like that, how that can impact a particular cycle like that. So just so they know.
I think next Monday a new employee will be starting, which will bring them to full staffing probably for the first time in probably close to 2 years. So that will help. But then, of course, you get new people, you got to train them.
Right. There's a learning curve there.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
All
Well,
right.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on to item H, additions to the agenda.
Mr. Bickford, are you ready with the adoption fees? Okay, so hold on just a second. So we have four, but I'd like to have the board consider three of them at once, and then we'll consider the
Okay.
fourth one. So the three are supplemental appropriation. Then we have an extension of time for the Nordyke Road Bridge replacement, and then we have the adoption fees for the dog shelter. So we can add those first, and then we'll take them one at a time.
We need a motion to add those.
So moved.
Second?
Roll call, Holly?
Commissioner Painter.
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes.
And Mr. Bickford jumped up there, so I guess
So I guess he's first,
first.
right?
he's ready to go.
Hard to get this
Sorry,
done
sorry,
for you.
Doug. I know you want to go, but
We've already been to the prosecutor's office, and so I have here, that's my recommendation to adopt resolution number 13822, hereby temporarily lowering the county imposed dog adoption fees for dogs adopted on or before October 4th, 2022 for dogs aged 8 months and older to help alleviate the unusually high number of dogs being cared for, fed, and housed pursuant to Chapter 955 of the Ohio Revised Code. So, board, what this does is it takes any adult or senior dog and lowers the fee to $50 through October 4th. October 4th is a Tuesday. Obviously, the shelter is closed on Monday, so that Tuesday. So that gives about 3 weeks to see what we can do. And in the meantime, we will work on with Mike Bamer about getting a media event. And then we can address the fees once we get through this little surge period about what the board wants to do.
Okay. So we have a motion on the floor to,
So moved.
thanks, Dave. Do I have a second?
I'll give a second to reduce those fees.
Yes.
Thank you.
Any
Need a motion?
discussion further? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran. Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes. Thank you, Greg.
Rory, you want to? Your turn.
Which one do we have here?
This is Doug Nordyke.
We have an add-on. This is for a recommendation from myself, Deputy Engineer Doug Royer, Deputy Engineer, with concurrence of Tom Igel, County Administrator, to approve request to extend the expiration date for the disposition of bids hereto received on July 21st of 2022 for project PI 1717 relative to the Nordyke Road Bridge replacement located in Pierce Township from Monday, September 19th, 22 to Wednesday, October 19th, 22 to provide additional time to review the contract documents. Contract documents are at the prosecutor right now. The contractor's a little late getting them to us.
Okay.
The project's not supposed to start until probably February, last they said. So
February?
that's when they'll start the bridge replacement.
Thank you. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Any discussion?
Doug, this Nordyke Bridge replacement, where's that located along Nordyke?
Right after,
It's
right off.
it's right off of 9 Mile.
Right off
You
of-
can probably see it from. I think you can see it from 9 Mile.
9 Mile?
If you come up 9 Mile, turn on to Nordyke toward Anderson.
Okay.
That happened when that horrible flood and everything went through. We found that when we were out driving the streets, that it washed away.
Okay.
Thank you, Doug. Roll call, Holly?
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes.
Thank you.
Ms. Raines?
I'm used to going last.
Are you?
You're second.
Mary, we'll move you up the next time.
You always save the best for last.
That's it.
Okay, this supplemental was presented by the county auditor, and it's for the County Hotel Lodging Tax Fund in the amount of $350,000. This is the taxes that we bring in from all the hotels in the county and turn it over to the Convention Bureau. They prepared a revenue estimate beginning of the year. They've already exceeded that, and in order to pass along the total monies that are in the fund, they need to increase the appropriation. But instead of just doing that much now, they're also anticipating what they'll bring in between September and December. So that's why it's $350,000.
Or do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And the final add-on is our appointment of a clerk of the board. I want to save that for last, so we have to add that to the agenda first.
That's right. Do I have a motion to add this one to the board? It is the appointment of Gail Foley as clerk.
Make the motion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes,
You want to read it or you want me to?
please.
You want to read it or you want me to?
I will read it. Unless you want to. I don't want to take your thunder.
You want to-
Okay. This is a recommendation to appoint J. Gail Foley. I don't know what the J stands for. As clerk of the Clermont County Board of County Commissioners effective 9/21/2022. Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes. Welcome, Gail.
Thank you, ma'am.
Could we get a
And-
picture?
Please.
Could we get a picture?
I don't know if I want a picture with her or not. Yeah.
Come on,
You
Gail.
want a picture?
Come on, Gail. Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't do it. I just remember that.
We should bring Holly in
No,
too, because she's.
We really shouldn't.
So we should kind of do that.
You get to stand next to him.
That's all right. I'll be right in the middle.
We called this morning. I put on black, so.
Did you? Just say.
Okay, I didn't get the memo.
And we're going 3, 2, 1, and 3, 2, 1. Stay there.
He has two.
Uh-oh.
I know that's kind of scary. It makes you wonder what he's
You got another
I've
one?
never done this. This is his private one. What's he doing?
Yes.
I know, that's what I'm wondering.
And we'll go 3, 2, 1.
Thank you.
That was the picture.
Congratulations.
Okay, welcome. Thank you very much, Doug.
That didn't hurt me.
Is that all the add-ons, Mr. White? Okay. Members' comments.
Just go ahead.
Gail, you're replacing Holly. Holly, this is your last session as our clerk. I would like to thank you for your help since I've come on board. How long have you been clerk?
I've been clerk for
filling in and been clerk for a little over 2 years, but I've been with the Board of County Commissioners here in this office for 8.
And you're just moving across the hall.
Just moving
so
across the hall.
And we wish you the best in your new employment.
Thank you.
Holly, thank you. Thank you for serving the Board of Clermont County Commissioners. And I know you're not going real far. You're just going across that hall right there. So, if it were up to me, I would have held on to you and kept you from taking that position for the next 6 months. But, it takes more than 2, at least 2 from this board to make that happen. So, thanks for everything you did. I know you had to fill in a difficult time. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
Well, in honor of Commissioner Painter, I've prepared a speech. I'm just kidding.
The podium, wait a minute.
Kidding.
If
Oh, wait a
you'd
minute.
like to
I'll hold
say
you
a
to
few
it
words,
now.
the podium's yours.
Now you're in trouble.
But I do want to thank the board for the opportunity to serve. So thank you.
And I know you're continuing your education and, currently in school now. So, we wish you luck in all your future endeavors.
Thank you so much.
You bet.
You got a mean look from Mary when you said keeping her for 6 months.
I know.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Any other member comments? No?
That's it.
Mary?
She's continuing her education. Is that on a tuition reimbursement basis?
Yes.
Oh, then I need to move some budget out of the commissioner's office.
Oh.
No, we already closed that door. Sorry. We closed that one
You-
too.
You can.
Oh, I can't.
No.
I'm used to that look on your face. No.
No.
I told her that in the hall. Why does she keep repeating?
I get it.
Before anybody else asks for money, can I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Yes, I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran,
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes, thank you.